Good afternoon, everyone. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the international organizational behavior. Okay, in this point, we have learned about the definition, elements of the features of the international organizational behavior. Under that, we have learned many points related to the components of international organizational behavior or the key issue in international organizational behavior. Okay, now in this lecture, we are going to start positive organizational behavior. So, what is positive organizational behavior? When in the organization, the importance of the employees is very high, or here we can say that the behavior of the employees towards the organization is positive. Okay, so behavior is all about what people think. Their thinking pattern is responsible for generating specific behavior. Positive organizational behavior is the positive response of all participants in the organization. So here positive organization behavior leads to positive outcomes, but it cannot be imparted automatically. An organization needs to undertake a number of efforts to generate, impart, modify, and sustain a positive behavior. Positive organizational behavior is the solutions to all organizational problems. It is concerned with developing positive and useful human capability like optimism, hope, happiness, or subjective well-being. Resilience, emotional intelligence, self-efficacy, etc. points are the points of positive organizational behavior. In the positive organizational behavior, the definition is that POB has been drawn from the positive psychology and is concerned with the strengthening psychological capability like hope, optimism, happiness, resilience, self-efficacy, and so forth for the performance of improvement. Here we can say that when employees are positively responses in the activities of the organization, so it's called positive organizational behavior. The positive organizational behavior is the study that focuses on discovering, nurturing, and developing a positive psychological human capabilities that can make personal and organizational life worth living. Okay, ટૂંકમાં આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ કે જ્યારે આપણે એમ્પ્લોઈઝને કામ સોંપીએ છીએ ત્યારે એમનું રિસ્પોન્સ પોઝિટિવ હોય તો આપણે એને પોઝિટિવ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનલ બિહેવિયર તરફ કાઉન્ટ કરી શકીએ છીએ. So here we have to learn like optimism, hope, happiness, resilience or the bouncing back. These are the points which cover as a components of the positive organizational behavior. In the optimism means asavad. Optimism, it is a psychological concern that makes one thing accept and react in a positive way and is redisposed in terms of goods characteristics like hope and cheerfulness. It is a virtue that has a number of implications for the organizational behavior and management. It is an important. It is a virtue that has a number of implications for the organizational behavior and management. It is an important aspect of training programs. Okay, આશાવાદ means જે બી એક્ટિવિટીઝ હોય છે એના પ્રત્યે પોઝિટિવ રિસ્પોન્સ હોય છે, આશાવાદ હોય છે કે ફ્યુચરમાં જે બી થશે સારું થશે, સારા માટે થશે, એવો અભિગમ જો એમ્પ્લોઈઝનો ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનની અંદર હોય છે તો આ એક સાઇન છે પોઝિટિવ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનલ બિહેવિયર, જેને આપણે ઓપ્ટિમિઝમ કહીએ છીએ, આશાવાદ કહીએ છીએ. ફ્યુચર એક્ટિવિટીઝ રિલેટેડ પોઝિટિવ વે રાખે છે, જોવાનું રાખે છે, તો એને આપણે ઓપ્ટિમિઝમ કહીશું. હોપ મીન્સ આશા, આશા મીન્સ શોર્ટ ટર્મ, ઓપ્ટિમિઝમ મીન્સ લોંગ ટર્મ. લોંગ ટર્મ આપણે એમ કહીએ સારું થશે, આમ થશે, જે થાય છે સારા માટે થાય, ઇટ્સ કોલ્ડ ઓપ્ટિમિઝમ. આશા મીન્સ આવું થશે in the shorter period of time. So here hope, it is the central concept of positive psychology and it is the ability to produce desired result or intended things. It is one's strength of belief that the best things will happen in future and thus the make a person continuously put best effort for best possible outcomes. Okay, happiness means sukh, objective well-being, એટલે કે સારું છે એવું માનીને ચાલે છે. કોણ? એમ્પ્લોઈઝ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનની અંદર આવી ફિલિંગ જોવા મળે છે તો આપણે એને કહી શકીએ છીએ કે આ ટાઈપની એમ્પ્લોઈઝ હોય તો પોઝિટિવ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનલ બિહેવિયર જોવા મળે છે. સો હિયર ધ હેપીનેસ, ઇટ ઇઝ અ ફિલિંગ ઓફ પ્લેઝર, ફોર્ચ્યુન, કન્વીનિયન્સ which is connected with a past, present or future events, sustainable situations or outcomes. It is subjective and depends upon one's personality characteristics and personal expectations. One can make employees happy by providing sustainable job design, good working condition, improved welfare activities, positive counseling, etc. etc. points cover under the happiness. Now the resiliency or the bouncing back. Here we can say that in the situation, how they are reacting positively, they are giving the response to the situation. It's called bouncing back or resiliency. સ્થિતિસ્થાપકતા કહી શકાય છે. So it refers to the hardness, buoyancy, toughness. It involves adjustment, flexibility, and continuous response to a change and uncertainty. Thus, one's capability to respond to difficulties, failures, and problems is called a resilience. Means whatever situations they are facing, they are giving response to it. It called bouncing back or resiliences. Now the emotional intelligence means emotionally they are very aware about the situations. They cannot become the fool in this situation wise, like if it is the sad situation or it is the happiness situation, they are not making the unconditional decisions. So these types of stability called emotional intelligence. It is a one of the important components of positive organizational behavior. It refers to the capability of recognizing one's own feeling in relations to other and managing the emotional in ourselves and in our relationship. These components of positive organizational behavior helps in the building network of relationship and handling problem in a balanced manner. Leadership effectiveness depends upon the emotional intelligence. Now the next point is, in this point is lastly, self efficacy means asar karakta means self effectiveness. Ultimately we can say that they are producing 10 products, out of which we can say that there is no wastages of the product, or they are getting the raw material of the 10 products and they are able to producing 9 or 10 products. Ultimately outcomes is almost 90% and more than that. So these types of behavior, these types of output are the situation presenting of the positive organizational behavior. So here the self-efficacy, it implies is people's belief about their capability to produce effect. It refers to the belief about one's own capabilities to produce designated level of performance. To create a climate for developing a positive organizational behavior, everyone needs to contribute to the development of positive capability that are core to any organization's success and social progress. Okay. The next point is level of positive organizational behavior. The first one is like value subjective experience, then is positive individual traits, then civic virtue and institutions. So these are the level, ultimately positive psychological levels which presenting the organizational behavior. So here the first one is valued subjective experience. This level includes well-being, contentment, pleasure or satisfactions, hope and optimisms, and follow flow of happiness. Here we have learned the points of positive organizational behavior elements. So whatever points we have learned, it is based on value. So they are giving more importance to the value, are the value subjective experience of the positive psychology or the level of positive psychology. Now the positive individual traits means individual how they are focusing on their characteristics wise. So this level contains some basic individuals qualities. Positive organizational behavior depends upon positive traits like love, courage, interpersonal skill, enthusiastic, forgiveness, sensibility, persiveness, originality, high talent, and wisdom, spiritualities. Now the third level is civic virtue or institutional means it is the organizational level of the psychological behavior of the employees in the organization. So this level of positive psychology moves individuals toward the better citizenships. It contains some important civic virtues or good qualities like responsibility, altruism, tolerance, work ethics, moderation, civility. These virtues make an individuals a better citizens. So these are the points we can consider under the level of positive psychology, like repairing what is wrong, identifying and nurturing what is good. So these are the example of the level of positive psychology. Now the characteristics of the positive psychology, like we can say that we are observing the employees are giving positive response towards the work, they are ready to perform, they are not fighting for the work, they are not getting the negativity in the organization, they are trying to make positive response towards the work. So these are the characteristics, like it is the study of positive human resources strengthening and psychological capability. The components are hope, optimism, self-efficacy, emotional intelligence, resilience, and subjective well-being, happiness are the points of positive organizational behavior. Focuses is one mental well-being by repairing what is wrong, or they are focusing on the ethical activities. Focuses on building and developing human strength and capability. It involves a scientific approach. It is a part of positive psychology. It is a part of organizational climate and culture. So these are the characteristics of the positive organizational behavior. Significance of positive organizational behavior or importance of positive psychological behavior, or here we can say that advantages of this positive psychological behavior or positive organizational behavior. So positive OB leads to positive behavior of people and organizational effectiveness. It improves the capability of people to cope up with the changes and give best result. It improves teamwork by building better relationship with self and other. It creates a greater organization culture and improve organizational goodwill. It reduces employees turnover and absenteeism and enhance job satisfaction. Attitudes like organizational commitment, positive attitudes towards the job and development. It leads to better ideas and improved business process through hopefulness and optimism. It also leads to development of effective leadership and leadership qualities in the individual. Here we can ultimately can say that if employees are behaving positively in the organization, so ultimately the result of the organization performance is positive. Here I would like to give you one example. Like here organization got get big contract of the work. So here organization want this work done in a particular duration, in a particular time duration, but employees not give support that they are able to complete their work. No, they are not able to complete their work. So here employees will give support that whatever works given by these managers or the given by the organizations, they are accepting it and trying to complete this works in a fixed duration. So these types of situation is ultimately presenting the positive organizational behavior. So it is one of the significance of the positive organizational behavior. In every situation, in every condition, we can observe the positivity, like in the ethical work, like in the productivity wise. So here we can say that these are the significance of positive organizational behavior. That's all for today's lecture, and here we have completed the first module of organizational behavior. Okay, thank you. From the next lecture we will start the second module. Thank you.